And so I just want to know how you feel about your role in that violence and how you plan to reverse it.
Well, I feel strongly, which is why I had this town hall today, and the questions and the comments from people illustrated. There's a lot of concern that we need to rethink and redo what we did in response to a different set of problems.
There is one angle of the GOP debate we have yet to cover, the race angle. So let's talk about it. First, extreme pandering from Hillary Clinton, her super secret closed-door meeting with the leader of Black Lives Matter, and how that led to 50 black mayors' endorsement of her presidential run. I get it. The black vote is critical for Democrats. Without it, they may not win the election. But isn't Bernie Sanders, not Hillary Clinton, the Democrat in this race who actually had anything to do with the civil rights movement? Joining me now is documentary filmmaker of A Fatherless America, Tommy Sotomayor. Tommy, at least 4 or 5 mayors listed in this endorsement of Hillary Clinton haven't issued any form of official endorsement of Hillary. And one of them even tweeted that the info was wrong, that he doesn't, in fact, support Hillary. So what's going on here? Does Hillary just assume all African Americans support her?
To understand how the Democrats work, and thank you for having me on. They assume a lot of things. Even right now, you have Barack Obama, who stated that there would be no boots on the ground. Looks like we're now having boots on the ground, and he had to openly say that we'd have no boots on the ground, but he's nowhere to be found when we're actually now putting them on the ground. It's the same thing with Hillary Clinton. A lot of the things that they do and say, they can assume the black vote because apparently blacks vote in a monolith. And if you do anything other than follow along the party line, you'll be deemed such names as coon or Uncle Tom or sellout. So if they believe that they have one in their camp, then they're all in their camp.
Now, Bernie Sanders, in the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders is the one who actually had something to do with the civil rights movement, yet Hillary is the one getting the Black Lives Matter support. There's some kind of logical disparity here. So tell us a little bit about this movement. What's this movement about if it's not based on logic?
Well, that's kind of where the argument is. This is what I talk about. Logic when it deals with a lot of what we do as a community, quote unquote, black community. We don't use it a lot of times. It's like we can use logic in this instance, but then if it switches on this one, then we will. And you have to look at what's going on with Bernie Sanders and then / the Black Lives Matter movement. The Black Lives Matter movement is more of a younger group. The younger group don't even know who Bernie Sanders is, don't understand who or what was going on during the civil rights movement. We now are in a generation of, if it makes me feel good today, then that's the logic that they have. So if that thing that made me feel good today doesn't make me feel good tomorrow, then we'll switch to a new logic. And that's where the Bernie Sanders / Hillary Clinton campaign or logic lies.
So what is the motive of the Black Lives Matter movement, though? They seem to be switching, flip-flopping, not really able to distill what their purpose is. What is their overall agenda?
Corruption and attention.
Attention?
I use another acronym for it, but I can't say it here. But it's basically, I call it DNA. And I call it this one disruption and attention. And most of the people are just trying to bring attention to me. If you look today, I don't know if you guys saw it, but Hillary Clinton was trying to have a rally, and that was disrupted by Black Lives Matter. And you'd assume Black Lives Matter was on her team, but they're not on anyone's team. They're literally the America's equivalent to ISIS, except for nonviolent.
Yeah, it seems like they're searching for an identity, but not quite sure where to put that. But enough about Hillary just for a moment. Let's talk about race relations and the third GOP debate. Ben Carson seems to be doing well despite being rather soft-spoken during all 3 of the debates. What did you think of his performance, him being the only African-American on the GOP debate stage?
If you're looking for style, Ben Carson is not your guy. But I love the way he answered the question when they talked about him being on the board of a company that seems to be, well, kind of favoring marriages between same sexes. And he explained that very well. And to me, if you can have someone that can still keep their Christian values or whatever their values are, but still be inclusive of other people, to me, that matters more than someone like your Hillary Clintons and who basically, wherever the wind blows, that's where they're going to go. At least the man stands on his square. And one thing that impressed me the most was when he admitted that he had made a mistake in policy. His thoughts about policy after looking into them, he said he'd go a different direction. And we need leaders who can actually do that, who can take information that they're given and then act accordingly.